Is there a link between dust at the World Trade Center and prostate cancer in first responders? Welcome to Mount Sinai Spotlight. For many years, researchers have been searching for a connection between 9/11 first responders and certain kinds of cancers. And one recent study right here at Mount Sinai found a possible connection between prostate cancer and dust at Ground Zero. Mount Sinai Spotlight's Nikki Hudson has more.
Matt, I'm here with Dr. William O., Chief of the Division of Hematology and Medical Oncology at the Tisch Cancer Institute of Mount Sinai. Can you tell me about this dust and how it affected the first responders?
After the exposure, they developed various symptoms, including pulmonary symptoms, but also urinary symptoms. And now, many years later, they're developing prostate cancer at higher rates than otherwise expected. We looked at men with prostate cancer who were exposed as first responders and those who were matched by age and by Gleason score, which is the grade of the cancer. And we looked at differences between the two types of prostate cancer. And what we found was that, in fact, there was differences in the types of cancers that these men were developing. Specifically, they were developing more inflammation in their tumors. That is, the cancers had more of these genes that were associated with inflammatory cells. That type of inflammation may be associated with a worse type of prostate cancer.
So this study is the first evidence that there is a link between prostate cancer and the World Trade Center first responders.
Yeah, we don't understand why breathing in this dust might actually lead to developing more cancer in the prostate is something that we really didn't understand. So this is one of the first studies that actually demonstrated why this mechanistic link might occur. And we believe what's happening is that as patients inhaled the dust, what was happening is their bodies developed a total inflammatory response that was then translated into the prostates of the men themselves. And many years later, that inflammation in the prostate that might have started with just increased urinary symptoms, more burning or more frequency, but later might have allowed cancers that were going to develop in a more aggressive fashion.
Now that you've seen this link, what are your hopes for helping this population?
Well, obviously, nobody ever wants to see a disaster like the 9/11 tragedy. And the question is, for the men who were exposed, are our biological insights going to help us to develop better therapies for these patients? For example, if inflammation is a driver of their cancer, perhaps we could use anti-inflammatory therapies or immunotherapies to treat those particular cancers.
Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Nikki, for that report. And thank you for watching Mount Sinai Spotlight.